Welcome all of you to this cybersecurity webinar. My name is Varun Pathak and I'll be your trainer for this particular webinar. We will be talking about different aspects of cybersecurity. Okay, what are the different fields we do have in cybersecurity? What are the industries which has been impacted with the cybersecurity? A lot of things we will be discussing here. So before moving ahead with the things, I just want you guys to confirm if you can hear me clearly and can see my screen. Hope everyone can do that. Please confirm in your chat box. If you can hear me out and can see the screen, please confirm into the chat box. Great, thank you. Thank you so much. Amazing. So we will be quickly moving ahead, okay? And we'll be discussing about the things. This is just a small introduction about me. It's been around 11 years into the industry in cybersecurity. I've delivered more than 500 trainings around the world, okay? And being one of the consultant with the multiple big fours as well, okay? Have trained most of the big networks of India, okay? Well, when I talk about the cybersecurity professionals, this is something you need to do most of the times, audit. Okay, there are wrong misconceptions about hacking. Okay, people always think that okay, hacking is something like a cool thing, or anyone can be the part of the hacking, and you can get a good jobs into hacking. There is nothing like hacking there. Okay, what we do, the security assessments. Okay, security audits that we need to do out there. Okay. Well, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, cybersecurity is one of the growing industry there itself. As after the COVID, when everyone is working from home, the organizations worried about the security of the infrastructure. Okay, so as per the statistics, cybersecurity is going to be one of the hottest industry out there. Okay, in terms of skills, in terms of money, in terms of everything out there. Okay, so believe me, even nowadays, it's being very, very typical or tough for an organization to find out a good cybersecurity resources there. Okay. So we will be talking about, first of all, what type of securities we have. Okay. What are general awareness? So this is not only talking about the fundamentals of cybersecurity. We will be discussing some kind of cyber awareness as well. Okay. That how can we may save ourselves from the particular attacks out there. Okay. So when we talk about cybersecurity, what do you think what you are actually securing there? I will be asking multiple questions during my session. Okay, but so this is not going to be a one-way session. That will be a kind of a conversation we will be having with each other. So please have your hands on keyboards and be quick in replying. Okay, so it will be a fruitful and interactive session there. So what do you think? What you are going to reply? Sorry, I mean, what you're going to secure into any organization there? Data. Yes. So as you said, data or information is something which is equivalent to money nowadays, and that's what you need to secure. Okay. Identity is also one part, but yes, first part is data. Even in the identity, it's your personal information, okay, which becomes the information there. So the first part is you need to secure the data there. Yeah. The information needs to be protected. Okay. It has three phases generally: information at rest, in motion, and in use. Whenever you have any information inside your hard disk, inside your mobile phone, it is saved somewhere. Or even if I know my username password, the information is there into my mind. Okay. So information is at rest that time when information is just saved somewhere. It can be a backup. It can be a backup tips. Okay. It can be any kind of information which is just saved into your hard disk. Information in motion. When you have submitted information, let's see, there's a web page. Okay. And into the web page, what do you have? You have a button, you have a username, you have a password. The moment you press button, press submit, your information has been moved into the network and goes to the server. That time, the information is in motion. When information is moving from the client to server, okay, moving into the network in terms of packets, that's information in motion. And information in use, when it has been used by the server, processed by the server, okay, that is information is in use. Okay. What do you think out of these three phases, which one is most vulnerable, or I will say on which phase attackers launch most of the attacks? Which phase has been targeted by attackers most of the times? What do you think? Motion. Okay. Okay. A lot of people say motion. Why? Because the information is moving into a plain internet, a public internet. So maybe it can be captured by everyone. Okay. That's true. But I will say nowadays, the target is being different. The target is information at rest. Instead of capturing the information in between, because now, every website use HTTPS, every website use encryption, they use SSL certificates. So the information you are submitting is being encrypted. So people are not able to capture it into between. So most of the information is being captured. But it cannot be used because it is encrypted. So it was most targeted, but not now. Okay. When you have information into use, it's the companies who are protecting the data. So company might be having a lot of security solutions. So the attacks are possible on every phase. I will not say it's not possible. It's possible on every phase. I said most targeted. Okay. So this is the toughest one to target. Okay. This is the medium one to target. And this is the easiest one to the target. Okay. When the information is at rest, is the easiest one to target there. If I talk about the digital environment, okay, let's see, any malware can be installed in the system, which can just upload all of your personal files on a server. When information is read, saved inside your computer, you don't know it's being used. When information is with us, with the humans, humans are the weakest security point into any organization. Does not matter how many firewalls, how many security solutions, okay, endpoint security solutions, IDS, IPS, load balancer, doesn't matter how many security device your organization is having. If your employees are not aware about the threats, about the attacks, you are equally vulnerable. Okay, so employees are the weakest point. And so the another part of information at rest is human side, when the information is with the human. Okay, which you call social engineering as well. A lot of people have seen this movie, I think, on Jamtara on Netflix. One of the best example of social engineering. You must have heard about this place as well. Okay, one of the best one to know about social engineering. Social engineering is nothing, it's just like manipulating people to give information. For example, as you can see here, it's a work from home environment going on. Okay. She's a IT help desk, and there's a guy who is just calling, "Hey, Amy, this is Joy from IT. I'm working from home today. I do not have access to a particular resource, or I do not know, let's see, the IP address or any kind of information I don't have handy. Can you please provide that information to me?" What he did, he just tried to impersonate like a friend of him, Joy. The girl did not authenticate the identity that itself, it is the actual person. Is it the Joy, or is it someone else who is trying to talk? So that is kind of social engineering we do have. You guys get the calls on every day. You get the call that, "Hey, I'm calling from I'm just one of your relative, and I just need to receive money from someone from Google Pay. Can you please receive it on behalf of me?" How many of you have got such calls? I hope you must have. It's being so common, okay, that you got a call that I'm your relative, and you just need to receive monies uh, from on his behalf. Okay, so can you please receive money using the QR code? The guy will send you a QR code for 10 rupees first. That, okay, please try to have it for 10 rupees. Maybe I will check that your UPI is validated or not. Okay, you will scan this QR code, and in actual, you will receive 10 rupees. Okay, next time he will be giving you a QR code, let's see, for 10,000. You have a trust. You got the 10 rupees that build the trust. Now, when you scan the QR code for 10,000, it's gone. Okay, you must have seen nowadays a lot of TV ads say, "We never ask UPI pin to receive the payment. We always ask UPI pin to send the payment." A lot of cases I do see every day, even now, on OLX, on Quaker. Okay, you just put your things to sell out. People say, "Hey, I'm just so interested. This looks a very good deal to me. I'm just going to send you the money right now. I just want to book it." You will be like, "Oh my God, my product is getting sold so easily." Okay, and the same process happen. The guy will say, "Okay, I cannot transfer money directly to you. Can you please scan this QR code to receive the money?" Okay, so again, 10 rupees of 20 rupees or 50 rupees, a small amount QR code first, and then second, the big amount, and you are gone. Okay, these kind of incidents happen with us every day. Every day. Okay, like even nowadays, there's a new one. If you remember, earn 50 to 70,000 working from home. Okay, all the oldest people, all the housewives generally who are not working, actually, they try to generate the data, try to get the data, and try to send the SMS there. Okay, try to work from home from your mobile phone and get 50 to 70,000 per month. All those things are fake. Okay, you will be losing anything at the time there. Okay, so always be sure that these kind of things are not happening with you. Okay, because nowadays it's very, very easy to call anyone from anyone's number, to impersonate like everyone. You see, nowadays you get a call even from a credit card people. People say, "I'm calling from blah blah bank," or this kind of a bank out there. "Do you want to have a credit card?" These are just third parties who even doesn't have a relation with the bank, but just want to say the bank name to build the trust. Okay, so always we should be aware about such things there. One of the traditional method, I do not want to talk about the phishing as everyone knows about it. Instead, I want to show it to you. Okay, because we know people try to send fake emails. Okay, people try to send fake website links out there. Okay, There's a question. I'll definitely answer that because everyone will be having the curiosity. How it happens if we scan QR code, then how account is debited? When you scan the QR code, okay, it do ask your UPI pin. You have to enter your UPI pin because the last time when you receive the money, you do the same. So you think it is your password, not your UPI pin. If I'll talk about one application, let's see Google Pay. Google Pay have two kind of pin. One is login pin to Google Pay, and one is another pin that is UPI pin. Okay, people misunderstood that. That's what kind of pin they are actually entering. So when you scan the QR code, definitely a pin has been asked, and people do enter that. Okay, great. So I was talking about the phishing. You know, a lot of people try to send you the fake emails, try to send you the links of the fake websites. Okay. Quickly, I just show you a very, very small demonstration on that. I just don't want to make it a conceptual or just a slide-based hour on this webinar. So quickly, on my Kali Linux, I'll just show you a very, very quick example here. Where as an attacker, I will be generating a small phishing page and will show you how does people get trapped. So what I did, there are many ways, you know, for the people to generate these phishing kind of a things out there. I'll just generate a quick page quickly. I'm just using automatic builder, okay, which is available easily on the GitHubs. What people do, okay, let's say you have a list there. If you want to generate some phishing pages, I'm starting with Instagram, as most of the people use that. Okay, and I can host it on a particular domain. Okay, the page is created. I can just redirect it to a particular domain. Okay, right now for easy access, I've just posted on localhost. Okay, looks like Instagram, maybe a little bit different just to show you that it is a fake page. I do have made it like this, but it do look like Instagram. Only this image need to be changed. Okay, people send out these links to you, not directly, because you may suspect. What they do, they send you an email first from an email ID which looks like security@facebook or instagram.com. You get an email from this email ID. The email said, hey, someone was trying to have access on your account, so we have blocked your account. Please click on the following link to activate your account. Or if it was not you, please click on the following link to log in to your website, log into your account actually. The moment you click on the link, instead of an original account, original website, the fake website get open, which looks like this. Okay. People who are not part of IT, who are not part of security, they do have a very, very minimal knowledge. They don't know about these kind of threats. What they do, the moment they see the website, which exactly looks like the Instagram or the original website, whatever we are using. Okay. And I'll just try to type my Insta handle there. We'll try to log in. Don't laugh on the Insta handle. This happens. The shit happens. Okay. I will just type something in my password. Okay. I'll just type something as my password and we'll try to log in. Did you see that I have been logged in to Instagram.com? What happens on the background? You must be thinking as a victim that, okay, finally I have been logged into my Instagram account, so my account is activated. Okay, but what will happen on the back end? The attacker has got all of your details. I do type this string as a password. This is not my password. Okay, my handle and every detail, whoever will be logged in to that particular URL, okay, that particular login details will be captured here. This is a just very small example of phishing. Okay, and millions of websites like this are live there. The only solution, only prevention is that is awareness about how to identify which website is a phishing one, which is a original one. Okay, so you always look at the URL. Okay, that what you are logging in. Sometimes people have a similar URL. Okay, there was one guy who have registered one URL which says face b 00k.com, which exactly like Facebook. So people even are not able to compare it's a Facebook or it's a face b00. Okay, so always look at the URL carefully whenever you suspect something like this. Okay, so this is just one example that how does the phishing thing happen. One very small question with you, although no one asked it, but do you think this is my correct password? Although some of you might have tried to log in with that, there are 191 people live into this webinar right now. But still, do you think it's being my correct password? Have your hands on your keyboard quickly. Okay. So no, I'm not gonna show this much to this much of audience. I'm not gonna show my password like this. Okay, if this is not my password, then how do I get the login? If this is not my correct password, how did I get the login? You can see it's successfully login. Well, what happens when I click on submit button? Exactly, this is from cookies. When I click on login button, it just redirect me to the original website. I'm already logged in with Instagram into this a particular browser. It was not fake, it was original. Okay, but I was just logged in already into that browser. That's why it happened. It just redirected the user, whatever password I will be typing, it will redirect you to the actual Instagram site. That is why it was allowed to log in there. Cache or cookies. Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's move. No, Samir, SQL injection is not like this. That is being something very different. Okay. The another weak holes you have when information is with you or at rest is password is one of the common things you use to log in everywhere. Okay. Most of the breaches happens because of the weak passwords. If you will see, this is actually not 19. This is from many years. From many years, these has been the default passwords for many people. Believe me, even there are, if 200 people right now into the session, at least 50% people will be having these passwords somewhere set on their computer, their mobile phone, their social networking, anywhere they will be having like this. Specifically for Indian people, the 11th one is mobile number. Okay, you must have seen a lot of people logging or setting up a password with their mobile number there. Okay, which is the most public thing. So people take password as a formality, as a just need to compliance. Okay. So password is the biggest thing. There are very advanced dictionaries available, and the dictionary attacks can be done easily on them. Okay. So always have phrase-based passwords. That's being the strongest one at the moment. Phrase-based, which can have all the combinations there. Okay. So it's easy to remember and tough to crack. Okay. Free movie folder icons, or you can see the cracked softwares. Sure, Mr. Kedar, I'll come to your question. Okay, if the user is not logged in, it will just send to you on a default login page of the actual website. Okay. When we talk about attack at rest, okay, the another one is free and create websites. Okay. A lot of people download movies from unauthenticated sources, pirated movies. Okay. A lot of you use cracked softwares. I have even seen people who use cracked antiviruses. Cracked antivirus. Do you believe? This is similar like having a thief as your security guard. Having a thief as your security guard. Okay. People do use cracked antivirus. So never ever use pirated movies, free or cracked. Free you can use from the authentic sources, but no cracked softwares. Okay, they come with a lot of malwares. Have you heard about Get Into PC? This is a very famous website to download the tools. Get Into PC. You must have downloaded a lot of tools from there as well. I have been a lot of there are a lot of students who have been complaining that after downloading softwares from there, they have got ransomwares into their computer. Okay, and all of their files are encrypted. A lot of us use that. So always beware before downloading tools from unauthenticated website. Always remember one thing. If you are getting anything for free, if you are getting any product for free, then you are the product. If you're getting any product for free, you are the product. Okay. So that's being one of the important thing. Do not never download this from there. Okay. Even if you download a very small file from somewhere, I'll just quickly show you if I can from here. A very quick example. What happens when you download cracked antiviruses, or let's see, cracked softwares from somewhere. Okay. I'm just launching a Windows machine in front of you. We do have a limited time. So let me just open. Okay, so sorry for the inconvenience. Yes, there was some connectivity issues there. Okay, we are back here. Just a second, let me open the slide there. Just a second. Don't worry about the time. I'll just make it up. Yep. Okay. So we were talking about the cracked softwares and the files there. Okay. What happens whenever you try to install a cracked software anywhere? The cracked software comes with trojans. Okay. They comes with trojan viruses. The moment you double click on any file, you will just see that your antivirus or something is getting installed. Okay. But in actual, it is installing a virus. So most of the free websites, the free movies website or free software websites comes with the malwares. Okay. So don't ever believe on them and always download them from the actual website. One guy has asked the question, what is phrase-based passwords? Can you hear me? There's one guy who said no voice. Hope you can hear me. Thank you. Okay. We talk about information at rest. Okay. The next is information in motion. You can see one very easy example here. There's a girl or there's a lady who is just trying to submit some information on the web page or trying to send some emails to the server, to the recipient. And the attacker is trying to capture that into the middle. That is something we call man in the middle. Okay, man in the middle attack or sniffing. This is generally possible in a local network. Okay, and or at the ISP level, internet service provider level. This is actually possible there. But till the moment we do have a HTTPS websites or even secure emailing, the people cannot capture your messages. The worst part is if even your data is getting breached, your data is getting hacked, you don't know about it. Okay, that there is someone who is trying to capture your data. So that's while in motion. While in use is exploitation. You know, a lot of companies get data breach. A lot of companies get the data breach there. Okay. I will say Air India, Domino's, MobiQuick. A lot of Indian companies has gone through the data breaches before. So when the data get breached from the server side, okay, that is when your data is in use, information is in use. Okay, so your data, even you don't have a control. This time it's the responsibility of the organization who need to protect it. Into another countries, I do come to your questions. Don't worry, I'm having an eye on that. But after finishing the topics, I will answer them. If you have noticed, I will show you one case study. British Airways, they got hacked. They got the data breaches in 2019. Okay. And did you know they got charged 183 million pound for the data breach? This was the penalty government has implied on them because of their weak security, a lot of personal information of their employees or their users has been out into the public. Okay, so proposed fine for British Airways was 183 million pound. Okay, so it's not only the user who is facing the issues now. Even the organizations, if they're getting hacked, if they're not having the security, they just can't walk alone. Okay, they will be charged like this. Okay, great. A person has asked, what do I mean by phrase-based questions or phrase-based passwords actually? For example, I will type my password is blah or anything. Okay, so you can just take first letter or first letter of every word and can make it a password. MPISB @123456789, whatever it is. So it's a phrase-based password you are having there. Okay. How prominent is keylogging based spyware into reality? It's very, very prominent because you don't know when the spyware has been installed inside your computers. You don't know about it when it's been installed. Okay, so it's very, very prominent that people will try to send you the malwares or the spywares through any of the emails or any of these fake softwares. That's very, very possible. Okay. You must have heard about many words. Okay. About cybersecurity and information security. Okay. Or the data security. So how does the path looks like? People who generally wants to move into cybersecurity. This is a suggestion for them as well. Who are working into IT or not working into IT. This is the roadmap. This is the roadmap. You should understand first the fundamentals of network, some part of network security. You should understand how does the operating system works, system security. You should know how to handle Windows, Mac, or Linux operating systems. Then you can move into cybersecurity. Okay. So yes, cybersecurity is a subset of InfoSec. In cybersecurity, when you know about network and system, we do try to protect from these attacks. If you do not know about network, you do not know about systems, how can you protect them with the attacks if you just don't know about them? Okay. What people do into information security, they try to create policies, they try to implement standards. Okay, like every country has cyber security policies. So what are those policies? How they can be implemented? For an example, there is a rule, there is a policy that everyone should have minimum 12-digit passwords. The password should be complex. Who said that? It's being said into policy. So information security people create the policy as per the standard and will tell the system administrator that, okay, minimum password we should have 12 digit. So the security policies has been defined here in the InfoSec. Okay, cyber security people try to attack or try to defend from these kind of attacks. Okay, so until or unless to move into the cybersecurity, you should know about the basic fundamentals of servers, systems, and networks. Whatever training I do deliver, generally, okay, I do discuss network fundamentals everywhere because this is something is being very, very important to know about. Okay, so anyone who is working into network security, okay, they should know about the operating systems and the systems as well, servers as well, and then they can move into cybersecurity. People who are into college, please make sure your fundamentals of networks and servers are clear. You can move into cybersecurity. Okay, so the whole motive to say this is that you should know that the fundamentals of the systems and network before moving to security. See this, yeah. This is my personal analysis. This is my personal analysis. What do you think, as per you, which industry is most targeted by the attackers? As per your understanding, this is my understanding. If you want to go with me, you can just say the result there that yes, manufacturing is the most targeted. But do you think any other industry is being more targeted for the attacks as well, or should be at the different place? That is the difference. A lot of people said finance and bank. I do appreciate the answer given by Ayaz Ansari. Okay. Finance and bank. Most of people said, but believe me, this is always at the second place. Manufacturing is the largest industry into any country, and that is being targeted. Why it is targeted? Because it is going to impact a lot of people. It is going to impact the government of the country. For example, if you have heard about Stuxnet, I'll show you a Wikipedia page. Stuxnet. It's a malicious computer worm in 2010, okay, has provided responsible for causing substantial damage to nuclear program of Iran. You understand how much important the nuclear program is there for a country, and just a small worm has provided a damage to the most important plan or program of any of the country. Okay, so it's not about individual, it's all about on the mass. People want to impact the mass people there. When the government is impacted, the public will be impacted by default. Okay, it was understood by a cyber weapon built jointly by the US and Israel there. Okay, so a lot of organizations who produce oil, who produce electricity, okay, they have been the most target from the attackers. Have you heard about one attack, Colonial Pipeline? Colonial Pipeline attack happened some months back. I think 1 or 2 months back only. Colonial Pipeline. Okay. Colonial Pipeline was the US biggest company who do manage the gas and petrol products flow. Okay. They have been hacked. And the country was the whole company was down for 2 to 3 days there. Okay. So believe me, this is the first industry, but after some years, you will find out that health has been become again the most targeted industry in terms of cyber attacks. Why? A lot of equipments has been used into medical nowadays. Like you have heard about pacemaker, which is installed into the heart actually, and do try to pump like a heart do. Try to help the heart to pump the blood. Pacemaker. Okay. There's a application with the doctor where doctor can actually monitor how does pacemaker is working. So it means when the doctor can see on their mobile screen or the desktop screen how does the pacemaker is working, there is some kind of communication between them, either on a Bluetooth or on Wi-Fi or any kind of a communication technology. There's a communication. When there's a communication, it can be hacked. It can be hacked, or maybe if hacked, the attacker can try to instruct pacemaker to increase the speed, to increase the heart rate, which can cause into a heart failure. So a small hack or a cyber attack can cause a death. And nothing is more bigger than a human loss. Okay, so that is why, believe me, health and social services, that's being going to be the most targeted industry into some coming years if no security measures has been taken. Okay. Instead of these two slides are almost similar. This one, sorry. Yeah. Why does these attacks actually happens? Okay. 42% because of misconfiguration of application or system. As I told you, as a developer or as a network engineer or a system engineer, people doesn't care about security. I'm saying I have seen people who want to get the connectivity, who want to get the website live, but they just don't care about the security. They should get the feature first. Misconfigured system. People do not build security into the systems, even when there's a policies. I'll take one small example. A lot of you people inside this particular webinar having a CCTV camera at their home. A CCTV camera at their home. And believe me, at least 90% people have never logged in to your CCTV and check what is the password. When you set up, when you buy the CCTV, the person come, they set up and they gone. They set it up in your mobile phone. You never try to look what is the username password there. People never change their passwords for years. Okay, so misconfigured systems or applications are the one thing. 30% end user error. End user error, you clicked on wrong link. You downloaded a wrong movie. Let's say you get a MacBook from your company. You will be like, oh my God, this is so good. I will just go home and will try to download more and more movies on this. Or will try to play games. Okay. In organization, you are having the security on the network, but in your home, you are using a plain Wi-Fi, open Wi-Fi. So might be the threat will come up. So end user errors is being the second most reason, okay, of the breaches. Okay. 6% vulnerable code. People don't upload their, don't update their operating systems. You must have seen, even till last year, a lot of banks were using Windows XP in their ATMs. A lot of banks. XP was out of service around, I think, 7 or 8 years back. Okay, but people are using. So vulnerable code, they have vulnerable application. They just don't want to upload, don't want to update that. Targeted attack, when you are target from some attackers, okay, people are hired to hack you. So they try to find out the vulnerability, try to create exploits and all those things. And the rest is undetermined, can be some different attacks like DDoS or any other thing. Okay. So sorry for this. I was trying to change it to 2020 actually, and this shit happens. Okay. But the reason to show this is motive. Every attacker have a motive. On a lowest level, people do the hack for curiosity. On the college level, on the school level, people do the hacking for curiosity. They are script kiddies, okay, like that, who just run tools and run different scripts. Second is people do it for revenge. Your colleague has got 20% appraisal and you do get only 5%. You do more work than your colleague. You have revenge. You will try to take revenge from your manager, from your organization. Okay. Monetary gain, the most common one. People try to do it to get the money. Political activism. There are people who call hacktivist. People who do hacking for a cause. Like you must have heard about Anonymous. Okay. They do the hacking for a cause. Activist. Okay. And then comes national security. Okay. nation state actors. People, uh, countries are having their own cyber army. Okay, you can see China has declared it has owned their own cyber army there. US has one. Okay, so instead of the Air Force, Navy, or the land army, there is another defense service is going to set up in most of the countries, that's cyber army. Okay, which will be targeting the whole countries actually. Between this Russia and Ukraine war, before the actual war happens, the cyber war was going on. Okay, there was different groups who were trying to protect each other. Okay, some are supporting Ukraine, some are supporting Russia there. Okay, so the cyber war is already being there. Okay, top 5 reason why does the hack happen. End user did not think before clicking where they are clicking. Okay, what will be the result? Weak passwords, again, insecure configuration. Okay, that you have not set up HTTPS, you are still using your website on HTTP. Use of legacy or unpatched software or hardware, you are still using Windows 7 or Windows 8. Okay, lack of basic network security protection. Okay, you have put it everything into one network only. So these are the 5 total reasons why does the hack happens, any hack happens. Okay, always put them into your mind and think about them. Now I'm going to talk about different designations. That will be the last thing for today. And then I will take your question and answers for, let's see, for 10 minutes. Okay. Great. SOC analyst, this is the best position for a person who is coming out from college. Cybersecurity industry does not entertain freshers a lot because cybersecurity is being a big responsibility. So people are generally looking for experienced people. But if everyone is looking for experienced people, how does the freshers will get experience? Okay, so this is one of the designation of one of the departments, SOC, Security Operations Center, which is being the prominent department for every fresher. If you have a basic knowledge about attacks, okay, you can at least apply for this. What is the work of them? As you can see, multiple screen. They just need to watch the logs. They need to just watch if there is any attack is getting launched. You should have the capability to identify. Okay, so they work into detect department, I will say. They just try to detect if there's an attack is going on. SOC analyst. Okay. Next is red team or blue team. This is something we call penetration tester as well. Red teamers, they both are the part of one organization. Red teamer try to behave like a hacker and try to hack on the servers there. Blue teamer work as a defender and try to defend, okay, as a person there. Try to defend the attack which is launched by the red teamer. Okay. So this is something is being after the SOC analyst. So people who do have 2 to 4 years of experience, they can go to red teaming or blue teaming there. Okay. They both have the same skills. They just try to defend and they try to attack. Okay. That's being on the technical side, the basic job designations. On the manager level, you can go into compliance, which is InfoSec. You can go for these certifications. Okay, these are some compliance. ISO, GDPR is for Europe, HIPAA, the health protection into United States. There are many. I'm just mentioning the famous ones. Okay, so people go for certifications like ISO 27001, lead auditor, lead implementer, CISA, okay, certified information security auditor, CSAM, Certified Information Security Manager, and CISSP. This is the highest certification into InfoSec, I will say. Okay, you should have at least 5 years of experience to go for the certification. These people try to design the policies, try to audit the policies of any organization. Okay, so this is generally the manager level. When you have done the technical work, this is suggested after that. Okay, so these are generally on the overview side. You do have a technical department as well as a compliance department. The compliance department is all about standard documentation, all those things. Okay, that's being all from my side. That's what I can cover into an hour. Now the next 10 minutes we will have for question and answers. So I can just answer if you still have any doubt related to anything. We'll happy to answer that. And just shoot up your questions. I hope you have liked these things. Please let me know if you have any questions. We can just answer that. Thanks, Corey. Okay, my name is Varun Pathak. You can just get connected to me anywhere. I'm being available on every platform. You can just search it out there. I'll just answer the question. What are the best security practices for web application? Follow OWASP top 10, I will say. If you want to protect your web application, just try to follow OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities. It will be much more protected at least. As a developer, what certification we can do for writing more secure softwares? You can go for the OWASP certifications for secure writing. Okay, secure coding we call that secure code analysis or secure coding. So okay, that's something you can do. Amit, try to get a premium subscription of STV. That will be much more good to go. Rakhi, if you need to start from the basics, I will suggest you to go for a certification which is Security Plus. So we just suggest you if you can go for a CompTIA Security Plus. That's a basic certification and will provide you at least the first step to move into security. Yes, they will. You will get the recordings. What are the okay? What is the best way to have your password securely storing somewhere? No, it's just a trust. If I do trust at least the Google passwords. I don't use any third-party plugins or something. So Google password is something you can trust, to save your passwords. Network security versus information security, how to step into InfoSec from NetworkSec. As I said, go for the compliance-based certifications, CISA, CISAM, and you can just land up yourself into network security. Okay. What's the best certification for 5+ years experience? If you have a 5+ of experience, you can go for CISSP. There's a minimum requirement for CISSP, 5 years of experience. Okay. And if you have worked with a knock, definitely that will be added as advantage. Suneet, it is, I will say, if there is no vulnerability into the product, it is safe to save your password into browser. But still, it won't be suggested if you can use a phrase-based passwords generally, so you can remember it every time. I won't recommend it to save to your browser, but we have to use it sometime, so that's why I do believe only on the Google passwords and the password saved into Chrome. How is the OWASP help? I'm sorry, Rajesh, I didn't get your question correctly. Is there any way to know whether our system is hacked or not? Well, I think the only way is to first of all check if your system is having the security implemented. You have a proper antivirus and firewalls. If that doesn't show anything, it's just the unusual activities which can hint you if there is something wrong with the systems. No such kind of tools which can tell you if there is something wrong or not. Vivek, are you there from SkillUp? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, can
Yeah,
you hear
Varun.
me? I'm just asking if I can
Yeah, I
share
can.
any of my LinkedIn profile or something. People are asking for that. So just taking your approval if that's possible.
No, no, no.
Okay, no issues.
Sorry. No.
Sorry, I cannot share my email ID there. Linux OS is mandatory for cybersecurity? Yes, I will say Linux is actually mandatory because most of the tools, even the most of the servers the organizations have are based on Linux. Windows is good for the client end, but on the server end, most of the organization uses the Linux. So it's actually mandatory to know that. Okay, I cannot share the personal information, but see, the people are not hidden somewhere. You can just go to Google and can search about the things. You will get the details easily. The storing password in Chrome and other browser, is it safe? As I said, I do believe on the Chrome is being a little bit safe, but still, as a recommendation, if you will ask, I won't suggest to do that. Because the moment there will be vulnerability, everything has gone. Okay, so we don't know if still there's a 0 day or something like that can be coming up instead of in terms of this. Okay, so that's all from my side. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed the things. We'll definitely will meet again somewhere else. Okay, and thank you so much for attending this. That's all from my side, Vivek. Hope we can just turn up.
Yeah, Varun. Thank you for the session. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.